Very good morning, friends. Here, yesterday we started discussing about Coulomb's inverse square law. There we derived a few derivations also. The basic formula is F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. This is the basic formula. Now, so this epsilon naught deals with the medium. This R deals with the distance between the two charges. Q1 and Q2 is dealing with the magnitude of the charges. Now, I am considering two charges, Q1 and Q2, separated by a certain distance R, placed in air. Separated by a certain distance R, placed in air. The force between them is F. Now I am taking two more charges called as Q1 dash and Q2 dash, separated by a same distance R, placed in the same medium air. Then what will be the new force? What will be the new force? F dash is equal to how much? So in this case, the medium is same, distance between those two is also same, only the charges are variables here. In such a case, we know that F is directly proportional to Q1 and Q2 according to the Coulomb's inverse square law. R is constant and medium is also constant, same medium both the cases. So based on that, I will write F by F dash is equal to Q1 Q2 by Q1 dash Q2 dash. So whenever the medium and the distances are same, so to make the problem simpler, we'll go with this condition. F is directly proportional to Q1 Q2. Based on this, we can get the value of F dash by knowing F and the remaining values. Okay, next case. So in this case, what I'm considering, medium is same, distance is same, only the charges are different here. Here, next case, case 2. Case 2. In this case, charges are same. Charges are same. Medium is same. Only the distance between these two are different. In this case, charges are same. Both the cases Q1, Q2, Q1, Q2 only. Both the cases the same medium only, which is air. Only the distance between these two is different now. In such a case, what is the formula? What is the relation between? What is the relation between the force and distance? What is the relation between the force and distance? F is inversely proportional to R square. Why? Because charges are same, the medium is same. In such a case, F by F dash is equal to R dash by R whole square. R dash by R whole square. Instead of air, if I take other medium, this formula will become now 4 phi K epsilon naught. where K is called as a dielectric constant. Next case, what I am considering is the charges are same. The distance is also same, but only the medium is different. If one medium is having a dielectric constant K1, another medium having a dielectric constant K2. This is the third case. Charges Q1, Q2, Q1, Q2. Distance is also R and R. Only the medium is different now, K1 and K2. Now, how the force will vary with the medium now? F is inversely proportional to K by maintaining Q1, Q2 and R constant. So, I will write now F is inversely proportional to K. Then F is inversely proportional to K is nothing but F by F dash is equal to K2 by K1, or F into K is equal to constant. F into K is equal to constant. So this is the third case. Next, fourth case. Case 4. Case 4. Two charges Q1 and Q2 separated by a certain distance. Initially, the medium is air. Now, the force between them is F. Instead of air, if those two charges, instead of air, if those two charges are placed in other medium whose dielectric constant is K. Whose dielectric constant is K. Now, what should be the new distance between those? What should be the new distance between those so that the new force between them is equal to the previous force when they are in air? Understood? Two charges, initially they are placed in air and separated by distance R, experience a force F. Now, those two charges are placed in other medium whose dielectric constant is K. What should be the new distance between them? What should be the new distance between them so that it will experience the same force as in A? This was the problem. Now, how to do this? F represents air medium, F dash represents some other medium. Now, as we know, F is equal to 1 by 4 pi K epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. According to the given data, listen, according to the given data, both the cases the force is same. E case, the force is same. So F is constant. Both the cases Q1, Q2, Q1, Q2. So which is also constant. Both the cases 4 pi epsilon naught is same. K is also, 4 pi epsilon naught value is a constant. Then what are the variables now? The variables are here. Medium is variable and the distance is variable. So based on that, with your permission, I will write K R square is equal to constant, because F is constant, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is constant, Q1, Q2 is constant, only the variables are medium and the distance. So K R square is equal to constant, K1 R1 square is equal to K2 R2 square, where 1 represents air. 1 represents air. The value of K for air is equal to 1. Here R1 is equal to R. 1 into R square is equal to K2 is the dielectric constant in the second case, which is equal to K. K. R2 is R dash. R dash square. Then R dash square is equal to R square by K. Then R dash is equal to R by root K. In order to get the same force in case of air and other media, the new distance between the charges will be equal to this. Okay. Next case. Next case. I am considering two balls having the same magnitude of the charge suspended to the same support, suspended to the same support with the help of two inextensible strings. Two inextensible strings of negligible mass. So these two strings having a negligible mass. Two balls having the same charge. Two balls having the same charge and mass, similar balls having the same charge and mass, are suspended to the support, with the help of two inextensible strings. With the help of two inextensible strings. Inextensible strings is nothing but these strings will not elongate. Elongate in the sense will not expand. Then what will happen? Because of these two are having the similar charge, because of these two are having the similar charge, there will be a repulsive force between those two. Since these two are having the same charge, there will be a repulsive force between those two. Because of that repulsive force, these two balls will go like this because of the repulsive force. Now, after that, it is not going further. That means these two balls reaches equilibrium state. You know what is equilibrium state? Equilibrium state is nothing but the net force acting on the body will be 0. Now, while reaching equilibrium state, each string making an angle theta, each string making an angle theta with the vertical, each string makes an angle theta with the vertical. Andre, this angle theta, this angle is also theta. Now, what are the forces will act on each ball now? What are the forces will act on each ball? First thing is, there will be a repulsive force between these two. That repulsive force will act like this. Since this ball is having a certain mass, the weight of the ball will act like this. Since it is a string, the tension will be developed in a string. The tension will act like this. The tension will act like this. Okay. Now on this ball, three forces are acting. One is F, and one is weight, and one is T, tension. Because of these three forces, this body or the ball is in equilibrium. Because of the three forces, whenever a body is in equilibrium, we can make use of Lami's theorem. The Lami's theorem we can apply if and only if three concurrent coplanar forces makes the body in equilibrium. Otherwise, without Lami's theorem also, you can do it. Now, see here. This force is horizontal direction, this force is vertical direction, but this is in a plane. I need to resolve this tension into two components. If this angle is theta, this angle will be also theta. So the tension makes an angle theta with this. So if I resolve this tension into two components, this will be T cos theta, this will be T sin theta. T cos theta and T sin theta. Now what are the forces are acting on this ball now? Four forces now. One is F, other is mg, T sin theta, T cos theta. Because of these four forces, this ball is in equilibrium. Because of all these four forces, this ball is in equilibrium. Whenever the body is in equilibrium, the net force will be zero. When it will be possible? If T sin theta is balanced by F, T cos theta is balanced by mg. Then we can say that this body is in equilibrium. Then, based on that, I will write T sin theta is equal to F and T cos theta is equal to mg. So then the body will be in equilibrium. If I divide those two equations, this T and T get cancels. Sin theta by cos theta is equal to tan theta. Sin theta by cos theta is equal to tan theta, which is equal to F by mg. So based on this formula, we can find any unknown thing. What is F here? F is the force of repulsion between these two charges. If these two charges separated by a distance r, if these two charges separated by a distance r, then what is the formula to find out F? F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught each having a charge q. Idi q, idi q. Q1 is q and q2 is q. Q1, q2, that is nothing but a q square divided by r square. Q square divided by r square. In some cases, he will not give the r value. He will not give the r value. He will give the length of a string. He will give the length of a string he will give. Then how to find the r value? If I take this triangle, for example, this is O, A, B, C. If I take the triangle O, A, C, then this distance will be r by 2. This distance will be r by 2. E triangle ra. Idi r by 2. Idi L. Idi theta. So I need to convert this r in terms of L, because some cases he will give only the length of a string, rather distance between the two balls he will give the length. Now for this angle it is an opposite side and it is an hypotenuse. Then which trigonometric function? Sin theta. Sin theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. Sin theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse, where opposite side is r by 2, hypotenuse is L. Then sin theta is equal to r by 2L. Then you, based on this, you can find the r value. R is equal to 2L sin theta, like that you can solve it. Next. Next. Now, two balls I am considering, same condition. Two balls I am considering, and this setup I am taking into this setup, I am taking into free space where there is no gravity. This entire setup I am taking into free space where there is no gravity. So then what will happen? Now here, this is like this. Because of this weight only, it is not traveling further distance. I am taking into a space where there is no gravity. If there is no gravity, there is no question of this weight. If there is no weight, what will happen is these two bodies repulse, and repulse. They will go like this. They will go like this. That means the angle between the two strings now will becomes 180 degrees. Next point, if the same setup is taken, into a gravity, taken into a space, taken into a free space where there is no gravity, taken into a free space where there is no gravity, then angle between, then the angle between two strings, then the angle between two strings is 180 degree, is 180 degree, is 180 degree. Now, next case. Three charges, three similar charges. Next case. Three similar charges are placed. Three similar charges are placed at the three corners. Three similar charges are placed at the three corners, at the three corners of an equilateral triangle. Three corners of an equilateral triangle of side A, of side A, full stop. Then the net force acting, then the net force acting on any one of the corner, net force acting on any one of the corner is, net force acting on any one of the corner is. So this is the problem. So I'm considering as usual one beautiful equilateral triangle. This is one equilateral triangle of side A. Now three similar charges are placed at the three corners of an equilateral triangle. The net force acting on any one of the corner is, the net force acting on any one of the corner is. Now I am considering this is the corner where I want to find the net force. At this corner, how many forces will act? At this corner, how many forces will act? Between these two, one force will act. Between these two, one more force will act. So at this corner, two forces will act. One is between these two. This is positive and this is positive. Definitely there will be a repulsive force. So in this direction, F1 will act. What is F1 now? F1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, Q1, Q2, where Q1 is equal to Q, Q2 is also Q. So Q into Q, Q square divided by A square. This is an F1. And again between these two, one more force will act. And moreover, this is positive and this is positive. Again, there will be a repulsive force. In this direction, the F2 will act. F2 is the repulsive force between these two charges. Again, F2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q1 is equal to Q here. Q2 is also Q here. Q into Q, which is equal to Q square by A square. Now, at this point, two forces are acting. Those two forces are making certain angle with each other. Then to get the resultant of those two, we need to construct a parallelogram. Now I am constructing a beautiful parallelogram. This is one parallelogram. The diagonal of the parallelogram, will give the resultant force. The diagonal of the parallelogram will give the resultant force. Now, whenever you want to make use of parallelogram law, we have to go with R is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta under root. This formula will make use, where R is the resultant force, F. P is equal to F1, Q is equal to F2. F1 square plus F2 square plus 2F1 F2 cos theta. Theta is the angle between F1 and F2. Theta is the angle between F1 and F2. Since this angle and this angle are same vertically opposite angles, since it is an equilateral triangle, this angle is 60. If this angle is 60, the theta value will be also 60, vertically opposite angles. So instead of theta, I will go with 60 now. From these two equations, we can conclude that F1 is equal to F2. Both are same only. F1 is equal to F2. Now, F1 square, F2 is also F1 only. F1 square cos 60 is 1 by 2. This 2 and 2 get cancels. Now F1 into F1. F1 square under root. F1 square plus F1 square plus F1 square, which is equal to 3F1 square. If you go with the square root, root 3F1 is the answer, where F1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q square by A square. Okay. Next case. Same model. Next case. Same equilateral triangle I am considering, but here the arrangement of charges are like this: Q minus Q plus Q, Q minus Q plus Q. then what is the net force acting here? What is the net force acting here? Now here also again two forces will act. One is between these two charges and one is between these two charges. This is positive and this is positive. Obviously, there will be a repulsive force which is equal to F1. F1. And here, F1 is equal to same formula. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q into Q, Q square divided by A square. Now, between these two, the force is a attractive force. Now, since it is an attractive, the force F2 will act like this. This is F2. F2 is the force between this plus Q and minus Q. What is the formula? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Again, I am saying we have to consider only magnitudes, not necessary to consider this minus symbol. Why? Because of this minus symbol only, already we got the direction. Again, not necessary to make use. Otherwise, the force is directly proportional to product of their magnitudes according to Coulomb's law. Now these are the two forces F1 and F2 making certain angle theta here. Then in order to get the resultant of those two, we need to construct a beautiful parallelogram. The diagonal of the parallelogram will give the resultant of those two. The diagonal of the parallelogram will give the resultant of those two. Again, the same formula. R is equal to square root of P square digigonijigom. Now, R is nothing but resultant F. P is equal to F1, Q is equal to F2, 2, F1, F2 cos theta. Theta is the angle between F1 and F2. See here. Here the angle between F1 and F2 is 120 degree because the total angle is 180 ra. This total angle is 180. In that 60, if you take off, remaining 120. So which is equal to cos 120 degree. As we know, F1 is equal to F2. So F1 square plus F1 square cos 120. Cos 120 is equal to minus 1 by 2. Minus 1 by 2, 2 and 2 get cancels. Here we'll get minus F1 square. Now 1 F1 square, 1 minus F1 square get cancelled. Then F is equal to the resultant force is equal to F1. Since the resultant force is equal to F1, then the formula to find out F in this case, net force, is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q square by A square. Next case. Tomorrow we'll discuss a few cases. Then Monday onwards we'll go with a new lesson, that is electric field. Thank you.